early fall, Walla Walla, Washington. Particularly a nice time of year. Things are not blazing hot. Leaves are starting to turn. Very pretty time of year. This and spring are my favorite. Born and raised here in Walla Walla. Never really wanted to go anywhere else when I was younger. I always appreciated the valley. We used to be a sleepy town, and we're not so sleepy anymore. The craft industry, whether it be wine or beer or spirits, speaks for itself. I've done some extensive traveling, and I think that the beer that's being made here is every bit as good as anywhere else in the country.
So when we're processing, we'll just take the whole leaf cone and then they go in the hammer mill. So we try to keep the pellets cool because anything over 130 degrees start blowing off aromas. So the cooler we can get it, the better. So we'll try to get them 85 degrees is what they'll usually come out here. So these are Columbus or CTZ, so they're used in a combination with other hops for making different beers, IPAs, that sort of thing usually. Some of these are going to Burwood, Cascade, we'll go to Crossbuck Brewing, and then we have about 20 different varieties that we process right now. We supply most of Walla Walla. That was kind of our thing when we started. We'll go to a new brewery, talk to them, see what kind of hops they use. We tell them what we can get, and then we plant per the brewer. We also package everything in Mylar bags. They're weighed out in 4-pound and 8-pound increments. And then these will all go to the brewers. So I'm Jeremy Petty. I'm co-owner of Walla Walla Hops in Walla Walla, Washington.
I know it takes a lot to make a good beer that you actually want to drink. I found that sitting down with the actual brewmaster, you kind of understand why they are passionate about making beer. And then I'm passionate about drinking it.
What I'm doing today is making a hazy IPA, but I'm going to do things a little bit differently than I normally do because I actually don't want it to be hazy in the final product. It's going to drink like one, but it's not going to have any of the actual like hazy characteristics that you normally get with it. It's just going to be a really fruity, no bitterness, easy drinking IPA that most people can appreciate, even if you're not the biggest IPA fan. And I put in most of the grain. I still got to drop the flaked oats in it, which is going to add to the softness of the palate. And then we're going to let it sit for about an hour at about 153, 154 degrees. You want it to be blended really well. You don't want any big balls of dough sitting in here because you're not going to get the kind of extraction that you want. So it takes a little bit of muscle work. This one we're going to let rest for about an hour, about 45 minutes in. We'll start the whirl-off process where we're going to start taking the wort from the bottom and then pumping it back on top of the grain, and that way you kind of end up with a better clarity at the end of it. Because the grain's going to form like basically a filter bed on the bottom. And it's going to help with the conversion rate, and it's going to help with the overall efficiency of the process.
For all the wine that we've got here, there's so few breweries, and any winemaker out here in the valley will say it takes a lot of great beer to make good wine. Coming out here, the valley just has offered us so many opportunities to focus on local, and then as kind of my passion for not only drinking beer where it starts, but brewing the beer, as it started to grow into more of something that I wanted to do for a living, it's like, how do you not focus on local out here? We've got the Walla Walla hops, we've got yeast out of Hood River. Nobody else that I can think of can really say that.
They grow with each other, and that's pretty important. It's a family type feeling, and it benefits everybody. It benefits me, it benefits them, it benefits everybody that comes and enjoys the valley, for sure.
When Suzanne first contacted me, I had a bit of a pause because I was a little worried about, bus loads full of people showing up. When she explained the parameters of the tour, I got really excited just because I can share that passion with other people as they come in and they've talked to David Burwood and Troy at Quirk and, had this learning experience along the way. It's an opportunity to be able to just do what I love on the land that I love, the ability to be able to share that excitement with people coming in to taste the beer.
The craft industry in itself, you know, I want to showcase that, and I want people to understand it, and I want them to come back and say, hey, let's go there again, and because they have some really cool things going on. I want it to grow.